What's up, everybody? So today's video, I want to talk about when you should water watermelon plants and when you shouldn't. So there's a lot of controversial information online. Not too controversial, but it always varies from person to person. But there's only one real technique to let you know when you should water a watermelon and when you shouldn't, and the plant tells you. Okay, so if we look down here, we can see I have a few blooms going on, so things are pollinating and whatnot. And if we look even deeper into the vines, we can see I have some fruit sets here. All right, a much larger one back there. This is Unidonia. All right, so for sure we know that all of these melons have green tendrils because they've just set fruit. So what we want to look for when it comes to not watering. Now I don't water this vine, but I will come and water it maybe just to increase its size a little more, because a watermelon cannot grow without water. So watermelons get their size from water and not nutrients. So they get the sizes from the water content in the soil and not the nutrient content in the soil. All right, that's a big thing people need to understand. It doesn't matter how much fertilizer is in the ground. If you don't water it, that watermelon will not swell up. But if you do want a very healthy watermelon plant, you definitely want to put the nutrients down for sure. But you want to water it infrequently. I say infrequently because watermelons reach deep for their water. Their vines go deeper. The roots of the vines go much deeper than what you think they're going. So this is cream of Saskatchewan. It's beginning to ripen up. This one is tendril is browning. It's almost brown all the way to the vine. If you can see that right here, right in front of my index finger. This is the tendril end of it. So it's almost brown to the vine. This plant doesn't get any water anymore, and it definitely won't. It has no reason to get any water, considering that tendril is dry. The drying of that tendril represents water intake being complete. Now, when I say water intake being complete, I mean that the watermelon will no longer take in water, and if you water it anymore, it can risk splitting. So if you don't want to risk splitting, your watermelons, be sure to not water them when that tendril starts browning, or be sure to water them less and less if you're in a super dry area, because you don't want your plants dying on you. Not that watermelon plants would die that easy going without water. All right, so you can see these vines. These vines are very green. Now don't water it. Don't water it at all. I have too many plants to actually water for me to want to come out here every day and just pour 2 gallons of water on each of these plants. Now, this cream of Saskatchewan here, its tendril is green all the way to the end. It's showing no signs of browning, which means it's still taking in water, which means its fruit still has some potential to swell up. All right. Once that tendril starts drying, it's slowly but surely decreasing its amount of water intake, and eventually it's going to begin increasing its nutrient intake to achieve that full color. So I don't have any fruit sets over here. This early moonbeam is just acting up. I don't know why. Look, I have another early moonbeam female flower. I guess I'll come pollinate that one with a male flower from this early moonbeam plant right here. It looks like there's 2 male flowers. Okay. So this is early moonbeam. This is a mid break between the video. I just want to get this flower pollinated. Let me pull these petals off, because I need me an early moonbeam watermelon. I don't have any pollinators out here right now. I need to plant some more crops that'll flower fast so I can attract the pollinators. And I'm just gonna slide that little thing in there because there's so many sweet ants inside this flower. that's inside that bloom. I'm gonna just let them transfer the pollen for me. Okay. So that's our other moonbeam. This is Illinois. Still no female blooms. So this will definitely keep getting water. In the beginning phases, you want to keep your plants watered if they aren't getting water. You want to keep them watered. And it's only if they aren't getting water. Plants get water in more ways than one. They get water from the morning mist, from rains. They get water in all type of ways. This is Benny Kodama. White Wonder still isn't putting out any female flowers. Oh, here's my first White Wonder female flower. Should be opening up either tomorrow or in 2 days. If you can see the bulb right here. Should be opening tomorrow in 2 days. That's perfect. So I can have my first White Wonder watermelon. So watermelons definitely need water. But at the end of the growing phase of watermelons is when you want to dramatically reduce the intake or to dramatically reduce the amount of water that you're inputting. Because, I mean, who wants to split melon, right? And that's why melons actually split, is because people because the plants are still getting water when the tendril has very much dried, or once the tendril is beginning to dry. So this Cajo watermelon is taking in a lot of water. If you can recall from the video from yesterday, I posted it today, but I did it yesterday. I filmed it yesterday. This watermelon definitely wasn't this size. It's Cajo, so it's definitely putting out some nice blooms. It's putting out some healthy female blooms. That thing's taking off. But I'm going to keep watering this until that tendril, to this tendril here, the tendril nearest the vine, the tendril that they tell you to check for ripeness, is actually, you actually check that for water intake. You don't check it for ripeness, you check it to see if it's the plant's finished taking in water for that one melon that may be almost ready. All right, guys. So that's that. When you shouldn't water watermelon plants, well, when you shouldn't is basically once that tendril starts drying. Now, in my garden, as of right now, I only have one plant that doesn't need water. Or I have one melon that doesn't need water, which could risk splitting, which is this one right here. And this is the only one with the brown tendril on it. You can even see the tendrils in front of it are starting to dry out, which means this is definitely almost ready. But as I said, I'm not going to harvest this until this is dry. Once this is dry, that's nutrient intake. That represents nutrient intake is complete. When nutrient intake is complete, that's going to be the best tasting melon you can have. It's going to be the most colored melon you can have. It's going to be its best color of its variety. All right, guys. So that's my update for today. When you should water watermelon plants, or when you shouldn't. Notice I always have this umbrella style pollination going on, while I dip that flower in there. I just let it sit on there, sombrero style. So there's two flowers facing into each other. A male flower that I plucked off from another plant, and I faced it into this female flower. So that's gonna be a guaranteed pollination. All right, that's it, guys. I'm gonna keep these babies watered if the rain doesn't come.